Right now, sit still for a second and just listen. You can probably hear something. A fan, traffic outside, the hum of a fridge. Total silence is rare in your life, and that's not an accident. Your brain was never built to handle it. Now, picture this instead. You're out in the wild thousands of years ago, and the forest around you is loud. Insects buzzing, birds calling, leaves moving in the wind. It never really stops. Then, in one instant, it does. Every sound cuts out at once. No bugs, no birds, nothing. And the second that happens, every hair on your arm stands up, because somewhere deep in your brain, an alarm is going off that has nothing to do with what you can see. It's reacting to what you can't hear anymore. That reaction is still inside you right now. And once you understand where it came from, you'll never think about silence the same way again. Let's start with something simple. A forest is never actually quiet. Birds sing, insects click and hum, small animals rustle through leaves. All of that noise isn't random background filler. Ecologists have studied this for years, and they found that all that constant sound acts like a kind of alarm system for the whole area. As long as nothing dangerous is nearby, the birds keep singing and the insects keep buzzing, because none of them feel the need to stop. But the moment a predator shows up, that changes fast. Researchers have run experiments where they played predator sounds near wild animals and simply watched what happened next. Every time, the same pattern showed up. Birds stopped singing, small animals froze in place or bolted for cover. The whole area went quiet within seconds, long before any human eye could even spot the danger. Scientists call this a landscape of fear, and it means the sound of nature isn't just noise, it's information. And when that information suddenly disappears, it's telling you something showed up that every creature around you is afraid of. For early humans, this mattered more than almost anything else. You didn't need to see a predator to know one was near. All you needed was silence where there should have been sound. And the humans who noticed that shift the fastest, who felt that drop in noise in their gut before they even understood why, were the ones who had time to react. The ones who didn't notice didn't get a second chance. This is why your brain still treats sudden silence as a threat today, even when there's nothing around to be afraid of. Your nervous system has something called a startle response, and most people assume it only reacts to loud, sudden noises. But that's only half the story. It reacts just as strongly to sudden changes in general. And an abrupt shift from noise to silence counts as one of the biggest changes your senses can register. Your brain doesn't just wait for danger to appear. It's built to notice the moment things stop making sense. And silence falling out of nowhere doesn't make sense to a brain shaped by millions of years in a noisy world. There's a place that proves just how deeply this runs, and it isn't in a forest at all. It's a small room in Minnesota called the anechoic chamber, and it's built to be the quietest place on Earth. The walls are covered in thick foam wedges designed to absorb almost every sound wave that hits them. People have gone in expecting a peaceful experience, and almost none of them get one. Within a few minutes, most visitors start hearing things that aren't there. Their own heartbeat, blood moving through their ears, their own breathing suddenly way too loud. Very few people manage to sit in that room in total darkness for more than 30 or 40 minutes before the silence becomes genuinely unbearable. Nothing is attacking them, nothing is even in the room, but their brain, faced with total silence, starts treating the situation like something is deeply wrong. Because for almost all of human history, it was. And this isn't just about the natural world. Early human groups were noisy too, and that noise mattered just as much as the forests. Footsteps, talking, kids playing, someone chopping wood or grinding grain. All of that noise meant everyone nearby was safe, active, and accounted for. But if a camp suddenly went quiet, that silence spread through the group like a signal all on its own. No one needed to shout a warning. The silence was the warning. Even now, you can feel a version of this.
Walk into a house that should be full of people and find it completely silent instead, and you'll feel a small jolt of unease before you've even thought about why. Some part of you already knows that silence in a place that should have sound usually means something changed. This is also why so many people can't fall asleep in total silence, even in a perfectly safe bedroom. They need a fan running, or background noise, or a show playing quietly in another room. It's not really about liking noise, it's about the discomfort of the alternative. Constant low-level sound tells your ancient alarm system that the environment is normal and nothing has changed. Silence, especially sudden or complete silence, leaves that system with no information at all. And no information has always been more dangerous than bad information. So the next time a room goes quiet and you feel that small prickle of unease for no clear reason, that's not your imagination being dramatic. That's a warning system that used to keep your ancestors alive, still running exactly as designed, still waiting for the sound of birds and insects and other people to start back up and tell it everything is fine. Tonight, somewhere between the traffic outside and the hum of your fridge, there will be one small moment where everything goes quiet for just a second longer than it should. And for half a heartbeat before your thinking brain catches up, something much older than you will sit up and listen.